Hello, good morning. We are Group 6 from English Language Education in Ganesha University of Education. Today, we are going to explain about improving students' vocabulary by using poetry through blending and project-based learning method. Before that, thank you to my lecturer, Miss Ari Swastini and Miss Indrayani, who gave our group the opportunity to present our material in this poetry lesson. Now, let me introduce the group members. Okay, first is Denisa Vedaswari, and then Ayu Kada Surya Maharani, Loh Putu Eni Pratiwi, Putu Ninda Yuliana, and Loh Siantari. Next slide. We will present about 5 contents. The first presentation will be presented by Ninda.
Now I will explain about the preliminary of instructional design. This is about 20th century learning with vocabulary, benefit for students. In this 20th century learning, the application of the concept of 4C skill and technology is an effective way to advance the world of education, especially in the era of online learning. As Longworth explains, 4C skill consists of critical thinking, creativity, communication, and collaboration. With the concept of 4C skill in this learning model, our group plans to teach vocabulary, especially about nature of things and animals, by using poetry as a learning media. We use poetry because poetry has a benefit to improve students' vocabulary. Foster estimates that rhyming words in poetry can make the students easier to remember the word that they have read or heard. So poetry can help us to improve our vocabulary. Vocabulary is very important for us because we use vocabulary to write and speak. The student also need to know enough vocabulary before they swim deeper into the lesson and start to speak in the classroom. So we would like to make a learning model that use poetry to improve student vocabulary, but we are still focusing on 20th century learning skill and technology in learning. Okay.
And now, I want to explain about learning objectives, media, tools, and source. Next slide, please. Okay, learning objectives. We have 4 learning objectives. The first is find and know a diverse variety of vocabulary about animals and things through poetry, and then understand the definition, language elements, and types of poetry. And the third is telling and describing animals and things through poetry. And the last is make poetry that describe things and animals based on what they have learned on the material. Next slide, please. Okay, so we use the learning media. The first is Zoom, Google Classroom, Mentimeter, and Testmos to assess the students. And then we have learning tools, handphone, laptop, or computer. And then the last is we use learning source. We use YouTube and another internet source like Google's. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Denisa. Now I would like to continue our presentation about learning method. In this course, we use 2 learning methods that are blended learning and project-based learning. Blended learnings can blend traditional classroom approach with online teaching resources and opportunity for online interaction. So we can say that it's same like face-to-face in class. And next, why we use project-based learning, because we believe that students can achieve a deeper understanding through active exploration of real-world challenges and problems. So they can have much time to learning more and deep for the course and make a product based on the project that they do. So the presentation will be present by Rani.
Now learning activities, which are opening activities, main activities, and post activities. Next slide, please. Opening activities last for 10 minutes. Opening activities consist of opening greeting, the teacher taking attendance, and comparing the motivation and information about what will they learn in today's class. And next warm-up activity is in the form of framing game. We name it as a describe and match game. So students take turns making sentences that describe the theme or picture, but the sentence must be remain. Next, main activities. Main activity lasts for 70 minutes. Main activities start with the teacher is showing the video material about poetry and limerick poetry. Then the teacher helps them by explaining more and make sure that all students understand. Next, the teacher invite the student to do imagery activity, which is the student need to describe animal or things using their sensibilities. This activity will also also use sentimental link as the answer phrase. And next, the student will enter Limerick Poetry, quiz about animal and things from text most link to improve their comprehension. Next, post activities. Post activities last for 10 minutes. In post activities, the teacher explains about the project assignment, and the students should make a group and make one limerick poetry about things and animals around them. Every student needs to make a video when they are reading the group poetry. Then they post it on the Instagram class, and the link is submitted in the Google Classroom. And next activity is the teacher giving feedback or class review about today's class and give information about next material. And last, the teacher and the student giving closing greeting each other. From the next material will be presented by Luciana.
Okay, thank you so much, Rani. So all of the material that we present today, we can conclude that for knowing deeper about the lesson and starting to speak in the classroom, the student need to know enough of vocabulary. For that, we have 3 activities to improving vocabulary through by poetry in learning process. We design the activities such as opening activity. In opening activity, for the first, we must to introduce a poetry by simple ways like playing game that can improving students' vocabulary. And the next is main activity. Another ways are keep creative tasks with the help of ICT, like making poetry about things or animal around them by using their sensibility, because in a poetry, the student mostly find a new vocabulary. And the last is post activity. The teacher can give homework for student to improving vocabulary, but not as homework for evaluation, because the teacher must be providing interesting homework for student will be not bored to continue the studying. So not to be so the poetry can improve the student vocabulary. In a short, the use of poetry can be improving the vocabulary about a nature of animals and things in 21st century learning, and can help be done in creative ways with the help of ICT. And for all of our presentation from group 6, I would like to apologize if there is a mistake. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Have a nice day and bye.